touching people is good. It really is. This is what I'm learning. You know, I'm a very awkward person, and I'm not good at interacting with people. So, you know, instead of actually going out in the real world and experiencing what's going on, what I do is I read online articles about how to be more social, more open, be more, you know, everything, better at interacting with the world. And one thing that keeps coming back is it's very good to touch people. Being isolated in your own little bubble is not as good. Even if you're good at talking, it just makes people feel kind of weird. Is this camera dark, or is that just me? I don't know. Anyway, is it weird that when I think of touching people, I think of two instances. Either you're making out with someone and you're like slobbering and rubbing their breasts or something, or just like poking them like, ha ha. Is that weird for me? It's like I don't know how to touch people properly. I understand the idea is like to hit them on the shoulder or maybe grab their arm or shake their hand or something, but I'm no good at that. I'm really no good at just naturally interacting with people, and I don't know why that is. I think mainly when I'm talking with people, something that I'm terrified of is not feeling like they are receptive towards me, because that's one thing that I'm very afraid of. If I screw up with someone in any type of situation and I feel like they're judging me, that stuff follows me for a long time. And I don't know why it does. So even though I know what I need to do in order to get better at life, it's like I'm afraid to try. But not afraid to try, I'll try it. It's just sort of half-assed because I'm like holding myself back, if that makes any sense, because I'm afraid of failure in that sense. It's a very odd thing, but it's like you gotta go out and experience the world. But you can't really do that without practice, so I have to go out and practice. But to do that, that means I have to fail. It reminds me of this article I saw recently. It was called "The One Way to Never Get Rejected by a Girl." And it's like a bunch of people are writing articles about how to never get rejected by a girl, and they're all bullshit. This is the one way to never get rejected by a girl. Are you ready for this? It's gonna blow your mind. The one way is to never ask a girl out, because there's no other way. You're always going to get people who aren't interested in you. And it's just that. The only way to never fail is to never try. But if you're afraid of failing and it conquers your mind so much, like, what are you going to do? So I just have to try that. And it's something that does sound very positive to me, because it's something that just makes sense. When you interact with someone and you touch them, they just feel real, you know? Like they're a part of your sphere. One big problem I have is I think about things too much, which you can probably tell from the existence of my channel. I just talk about random stuff. And one of the most common comments I get is, "Whoa, man, I think you're thinking about this way too much." And it's the truth, I really do. This camera feels so dark. I do not know why, but it's really frustrating me. I should get like $100 lights flashing on my face, but who cares about that? Well, I do, and I'll probably get less views for it, but who cares? The point is, it helps you to interact with people, but I am too much in my head. And in your head, everything is all theoretical. Theoretical can match very closely with reality, and we use theoretics to inform our reality a lot of the time, but it's not the same thing as actually experiencing it. And if it's something you can experience, it's very important to do that, but I just don't do it for whatever reason, and I don't know why. It's just so difficult. It's like you can have an image of what something is, but until it's actually in your worldview, your list of experiences, it's not the same. It's like I can watch an episode of The Angry Video Game Nerd and watch him try and play some horrible games, like, this is horrible! And I can watch him play it and take his word for it. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, but, you know, there's a difference between that and actually trying it. There's this website called virtualnes.com. If you go there, you can actually play almost every single NES game ever made, even like knockoffs by bootleg companies and such. And you can play them as Flash without having to download anything. And it's very interesting, and there have been plenty of times I've seen him play a game. It looks horrible, and I try it there, and I'm like, wow, this really is horrible. Something I didn't even comprehend. Like, this is just mind-boggling, how someone could do this. And even though I kind of knew that, it wasn't really in my understanding until I actually experienced it. And we see people all the time. It's like I can watch people make vlogs here on YouTube or watch them make their videos or leave comments, and I experience them in that way. But it's not the same thing as actually having them in your realm. And what's the difference between being with someone in real life and just talking with them over Skype or watching their vlog or something? The difference is you can touch them, and it makes them real. And that's what I'm going at. I feel like a lot of things in my life are fake, and I want to be real. I don't know if that's something that's just like a dream. Like there's this image of what real is, and you can't attain it because it's an ideal. It's this thing that you can go towards. It's like being strong. I want to be the most strong. What does that mean? You can always improve there. Being intelligent, there's no most intelligent. You can just build towards it. how do you truly be real? Maybe there is no epitome of that. Maybe you just constantly get better and better. And that's what I'm thinking now. Maybe there is no ultimate being real. It's just becoming more and more real. But I want to be the most real, so it's preventing me and holding me back. I don't know. I guess maybe when I go through this stuff, it will help. Maybe I am true. Maybe it is just this. Maybe it just is me thinking about it too much. But I feel like those thoughts are holding me back, so I just got to go over it and take that leap of faith. Hopefully things start to work out in my life, but I guess we can only hope until then, so wish me luck in all my endeavors.